welcome back ladies and gentlemen, Tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. Let's say it's 2 down 1 to go in the Vickers Light 105. We've got the third one of the 3 new British light tanks covered now. And this is, as you can see, the tier 10. It is Leclerc in the Vickers 105. And again, this is a bit of stream highlight, and I wanted to use this game in the review, coupled to another one sent in by a subscriber, because there's some minor differences in how you play the tank, and how I play the tank, and in how Help Immerbug plays the tank. And it's mostly to do with the camouflage net versus optics. In playstyle, it's practically the same, I think, because we both try to preserve our hit points. But I wanted to show you this anyway, also because it's on Rockfield. I'm on Rockfield, he's on Rockfield. We're both on Rockfield. First shots in, I wasn't spotted. I did spot the standard B. I'm then gonna go hull down over here because the Vickers 105, as I've noticed in the stream and before, it has a really good gun. It has a great gun depression, 10 degrees. It is accurate, good base aim time, dispersion on the move. Not the best in tier 10, but still pretty good. And the front plate, like the Vickers CR, has got 120 mils of penetration. And what I'm doing here, I'm sitting behind this bush with my camo net activated, because I had a feeling this guy would start pushing, and I'm only spotted now. And that meant that I wasn't spotted behind the bush with my camouflage net on until I fired. And I'm noticing what's happening here. Hello 268, I can go in. I was trying to go for a track shot, but I can penetrate him in the lower plate. He is hungry for me, he wants to kill me. That's new tank syndrome. That's what people do. They see a new tank and maybe a contributor or a YouTuber in a tank, and they lose all their, I don't know, all their moxie. They just go in all guns blazing, Yoda Rambo mode style, just to try and kill you. And that's one of the things that Help Immerbug also said. I've never been YOLO'd and focused on more than in this new tank. And in a way, I think this one, the Vickers 105, might replace the Leopard 1 as being my top tier, my favorite tier 10 tank, because this has everything. 500 max roll, hash round on the back of the T92E1, who's now down, and we're going to put another good shot into the back of the Badger 25T, ramming him a little bit, and then shooting him again, and then I'm not going to run away, because that guy is really quick as well. We sort of derped the other shot on the back, 173 total, just a little bit of splash damage. But you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just picking my targets carefully. Was hoping for a little shot onto the Badger, but he went off the radar for just a little bit. But he's going in here now. He's got a full magazine and he wants to clear our Vickers CR. But yeah, IS-8 is rolling in, I'm rolling in, and I'm moving in as quickly as possible. And because I moved in, he shot my drive wheel, he shot my side armor, and the side armor, as with the Vickers CR, it's only 51 mils thick, but if you're angled like that, you're getting it up to 250 to 300. And that means that even a Vickers 105, or I think even a Leopard with a great penetration, they will bounce on your side armor if you just jink and juke around, if you keep it angled. And in that regard, I could see a little nerf coming up to this tank in, say, update 7.1, 7.2. The Vickers CR, in my opinion, will get a nerf, but that's a subject for another video. This T92E1, God bless him, I don't know what he was trying to do. Shoot a rocket and then hit us at that close range would never ever work. And we're not going to get shot on the T62A, that's for the T54E1. We're going to put one more shot into the front of the T92E1, who then gets blown up by the T54E1. And this was, as said, a mastery, a little bit of a stream highlight, and I wanted to highlight this one because I showed the camo net, I showed target selection, and I didn't put my tank in harm's way either, but I didn't lose a lot of health, so 4.7k damage. Nice ace, nice ace. Let's have a quick look at the comparison stats between Badger, Sheridan and Vickers 105. Of blitzstars.com, tank compare. And there's a little bugger. The Badger 25T has been buffed a little bit, got a slight bit better dispersion upon movement and rotation, which makes it now the best in class. And it gained a little bit of an acceleration buff, or engine power buff. The Sheridan, however, got a engine power nerf, but you can see that in terms of power to weight ratio, the Batchat now has the edge. It has the edge over the Vickers Light as well, but the Vickers Light has, well, a goodish effective horsepower to ton ratio. Terrain resistance, that's pretty much similar, except for hard terrain. The Vickers Light 105 is the best one. In terms of gun handling, etc., it is tight, as you can see. DPM, the Vickers Light gets the edge. Penetration, it does have the edge by 15 over the Sheridan, only 5 over the Batchat. And there's one thing that you can do with this tank, because this is obviously a single shot tank. So is the Vickers. That has a bigger shot, 560 damage. But you could fire like 2 or 3 times for the Sheridan firing once. So if you manage to bounce, which you can with this tank, then you will just eat a Sheridan for breakfast. Batchat, not so much. In terms of credit coefficient, I think that will probably both be 75 like that, and you can enrich them, will be probably the same. Repair cost, they're both quite easy to repair, not that much, but it's tier 10, you don't play tier 10 to get credits. But this is where this tank shines. 280 in terms of view range. It has the least hit points, but it has the best view range. And you can see it's pretty freaking well armored. And that shows that with this, I mean, it's only 436 players playing it, over 14,000 in the Sheridan and 4,000 -1 in the Batchat. But 61% win rate, that will drop down. That will drop down, make no mistake about that. These are all early adapters doing it, but it shows that the tank can really perform well. And that 152 mils of frontal turret armor, that's this plate. You see that? 152, all around 152. But if you add the gun mantlet, that's another 152. That's 152 plus 152. That means that you have to punch through 304 mils of armor. And this is spaced as well. And if you use the maximum gun impression, look at that front plate. It's 320 in thickness, effectively. And that 320 means that other tanks at this tier, like a Leopard, the Vickers 105 itself, the Batchat, all the medium tanks will struggle to penetrate you through this frontal plate if you present them with that. Of course, they will be able to penetrate the turret, no problem whatsoever, no questions asked. But this is a strong light tank. And Buggy here, Help Immerbug, who is a regular subscriber and a regular player featured in his videos. He sent me a really good game in the Vickers 105 as he was on Rockfield, as you can see. Same map, same tank, different spawn, and I was on Encounter, and this is Supremacy. He's gonna go into the bush, and we're gonna see that he's got the optics mounted, because he's in here sitting still for 3 seconds and there's no camo net. So he has the maximum view range on this tank. He's going to sit here, and he's going to sit here patiently, and he's going to aim very carefully, because there will be people crossing. Just wait for it. There's always people crossing here. Have some patience. And some more. But this is one of the spots where you should go to. And then he swings the gun around and he misses. All the time sitting there. And he is spotted. And I wouldn't say that he would remain unspotted if he was using the camo net, but if he would sit behind this bush just a slight bit backwards with your camo net erect, then you could probably maybe get away with shooting and not get spotted. What you can never get away from is tanks going in all guns blazing YOLO Rambo mode style, because we're 1 minute and 15 seconds into the game, 2 tanks have died already. And this is what Blitz is in these days. This is all about Blitz in tier 10. It's a fast game. This is what happens in 2020. 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game, 3 tanks are already dead. And that means that if you can stay alive, and there's yet another tank down, if you can stay alive until, like, say, the 5 minute, 4 minute mark, and you have a good amount of hit points left, then you can do wonders. Then you've got your armor, then you've got your gun, then you've got your hit points, and you can just go forward and try to help this guy, for example, the Conqueror, who is a one-shot tank, but then in EU100 swings around and says, "Oh, this new tank, must kill him, must use HE." Yeah, not going to happen, buddy. You don't have the power to punch with HC through the front of a Vickers Light 105. That said, the Vickers 105 has got hash, so you can shoot tanks like a Leopard PTA in the back. And you can penetrate the turret of a Sheridan. And this is one shot fired from the Sheridan. They fired at just about the same time. One shot fired, and 2 shots fired. And here we go. 3 shots fired in 3, 2, 1. Lovely. 2 shots at the minimum. You can get 2 shots off during the reload of a Sheridan. And if you then manage to bounce the shot from the Sheridan in return with your gun mounted, with your frontal armor, then he's got nowhere to go. I mean, there was a Death Star looking at him. There was a Vickers Light 105 just firing away. He had nowhere to go, and Buggy is a bit lucky that this Death Star missed and that this Death Star then does not manage to get into cover. But it's still, it's 2 versus 3. There is a Death Star, there's an E100 still left, there is a Waffle left. Where is that Waffle? For crying out loud, where's he? I wouldn't capture C, mate, then they will know you're here, but where is the Waffle? Ooh, no, Waffle is full health. Turn around, there's a full health Waffle over there. Yes, that guy has fired. That was a full health Waffle. You just ran into a Death Star. Thank you for participating. Bye bye. And then Buggy swings the tank around, and the Death Star decides to fire hash. Doesn't work, buddy. You will head to tracks. You should have fired AP. Then you would have cleared Buggy. But now you're gonna go down. 5,156 damage dealt. He's got 3 kills. He's going to reload. The E100 was just slowly driving upwards towards C cap. The FE is reloading as well. And Buggy runs around, spots the E100. Here he goes. And then he's going to shoot him and gonna be a bit lucky with the engine fire, but he's going to get 4 kills, 5,718 damage dealt. And that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe. As said, I think this tank has the potential to become my new favorite tier 10 tank. So let me know what you think of it. Have you played it already? Have you encountered it in the battle? Please leave your thoughts, comments below, and I'll catch you all tomorrow again. Cheers, happy tanking!